Hello guys, welcome to NameTech channel. My name is Nehemiah, and guys, I'm glad to have you on board. Now today we are going to learn graphic design with Adobe InDesign, and guys, at the end of this video you are going to understand how to design brochures, magazines, CVs or resumes, and the related stuffs. But then guys, before we begin, if it's your first time to get into this channel, please consider subscribing, like and share this video to your friends. And to the returning subscribers, thank you very much for your continued support. Now guys, without further ado, let's begin straight away. Now when you open your InDesign software, then you're going to have this kind of an interface. And then the first thing that I want us to do is to reset essentials. So click on this window, then to the workspace, then go to essentials here. Click on these essentials, and then perhaps go again to the windows, and then go to reset essentials. Now back to home. And so guys, I want us to begin by designing a brochure. Now click on this new file here, click on this new file here, and then guys, I want us to begin with the brochure. Now let me give it a title for this project. Let me just say brochure. Let me say brochure, brochure. And then guys, the units I like working with the pixels. So basically the units for brochure is 3300 by 5100. I think I had designed previously a brochure, that's why it is remembering the units. And then the orientation is let me give it basically, let me give it landscape, basically landscape. And then guys, basically is a single page, so I don't want to have facing pages. I think this applies when you are designing a magazine. Now basically this is a single column, and then guys, the margin, I guess you understand the margins. This is the space between the edges of your brochure or your magazine and your characters or your the content. And then now the blade, basically the blade is the space which is left outside your magazine or your brochure, which is to be trimmed off by the guillotine if you wish to trim it off. And then the slug, basically this is like a blade, but it's like a very much space which is left, like to write some notes there at the edges there, those spaces, just like a blade. But then the slug is a bit a bigger one. Now once you are done, then I click on this crate. Click on this crate, then I give it time to open. Then perhaps guys, just like any other Adobe stuffs, we use a control minus to zoom out, control plus to zoom in. So let me zoom out, and then guys, I will use the space bar, and then I drag to position your your workspace wherever you want it to be. And then what else? I think by now let's begin with that one. And so guys, basically if you want to preview, just press W. If you want to preview, just to press W. And so guys, I want us to begin in the brochure, and then the first thing that I want to do here is to create the background color. So I'm gonna use this this rectangle tool here. Then I want us to create, perhaps let me try to zoom out further. I think this size is perfect for me. So what I do, let me try to create a rectangle covering this stuff here. And then once I'm done like that, let me give it a feel of let me use this color picker here. Let me use this color picker, and then try to choose kind of a brown color. I think this one is good for me. And then guys, basically this is the background color. And then guys, I want us to create again here another rectangle. Basically this one I don't want to give it a stroke, so let me give it none. You can see here we have this icon for none, so let me click on it to give it none. And then guys, again I want us to create here another rectangle here. So let me just draw another rectangle like this. and then guys, let me give it a stroke of basically a stroke of perhaps let me increase the units. Let me increase the units of this stroke, and then perhaps I think this one is good for me, 24 points. I think this one is good for me. And then basically the color, let me give it what? Let me give it a brown. I don't know. Let me use this color picker. Basically, guys, you have the swatches here, and then basically the swatches. These are the pre-made colors which you can just pick. These are the default colors, and then the colors here you can just use this. This what you can use this a color mixer here to select the color you wish. Basically the color you wish. Now what I do here, let me just choose any color, or let me just use the swatches here, and then guys, let me give it which color? Let me give it a stroke of basically let me give it I don't know which color is good for me. Let me just choose a dark brown, or this color. I think this one is good for me. Now again, I want us to create something else. Let me create what? Let me just draw also another rectangle here, another rectangle here. So let me just draw a rectangle here like this. I think this one is good for me. And then at the fill color, I'm gonna give it again which color? Let me choose let me use this one again, and let me use this one. And then the stroke, I'm gonna give it the stroke, I'm gonna give it none. But then this color is not perfect with me. Let me just select another color here. Let me just select another color. I think this one is good for me. Now once you are done, then I just click somewhere there. Then basically the stroke, it should be none. The stroke should be none. And then here, let me just position it at the correct space. And then guys, using this frame tool, actually this frame tool, go to the rectangle frame tool, and then guys, let me draw here something. Let me draw something here like this one, this one. Let me just draw this one. And then guys, what I do here, let me go to the files, and then I want to place here an image here. So let me go to the place here, basically to import. Click on the place, then let me just choose an image here like which one? Let me just choose like this image here, and then do it. Let me just place it there. And then basically guys, if you want to scale it down, you can use you can click on shift, and then drag on the corner here like this. If you want to scale it down, you can do that. Then guys, what I do here, let me try to zoom, let me try to scale up further, and then I think this one is good for me. And then guys, perhaps let me try to scale it down again, guys, because I think it's kind of big. Let me click on shift, then do it. Let me just scale it downward. Let me just scale it further so that it can fit in very well in this frame here. I think this position is good with me. Now what I do next, let me try to do it. Let me create something else like let me say what, let me also create another one here at this other end, like go to the rectangle tool here, and then let me draw again something like that one. I think this one should be good enough for me. Let me first of all reduce the size. I think this one is good. And then the fill color, let me give it something like the fill color, let me give it again this color, this red color. And then basically what I do, let me try to reduce the tint. I think let me just reduce the tint again. For this other one, let me also do it, let me also reduce the tint. For this other one, let me reduce the tint. Let me reduce the tint. Basically let me reduce the tint so that it can be that way. Again also guys, I want us to draw another image here, small image here, basically for an animal, like let me do it, let me go to my frame tool here, then let me draw something like let me draw something like this one. Let me just draw this one, then I go to the file, and then I do what, I go to the place, then let me use what, let me choose this image here, and then let me just place it there. Now what I'm gonna do here, let me try to scale it down. So click on shift, then drag it down. Or basically guys, you can go to the object, and then I go to the fitting, and then fill the frame proportionally. Then guys, it can still work the same. Now once you are done here, perhaps let me try to increase basically the color here. I think it is washed color here at the background. Perhaps let me try to increase basically the color. So the tint, perhaps let me try to give it this color, but then guys, let me reduce the tint. I think let me reduce the tint up to this level. I think this one is perfect for me. Now here again, I want us to create also another small rectangle here. Where is it? Here it is. Then guys, let me just draw a rectangle here, a small rectangle. And then guys, with my type tool, go to basically first of all, the fill color should be what? The fill color should be this one. And then the tint, again, I'm gonna reduce it to this level. I think this one is perfect. And so now to your type tool, just click on your type tool, then draw here something like a rectangle, like this. Just draw a rectangle, and then here you can type in your domain, like let me say first of all, let me increase the size like to 150. Here let me just give it 150 points. So let me say 150 points. And then once you are done, first of all, click somewhere here to tell it that you are done with it. Then here let me say something like let me say what, let me type in something like my domain is nametech.com. First of all, let me place it there. Let me say nametech.com, and then perhaps let me try to reduce the size to further. I think this one is okay with me. And then once you are done, then to this let me just position it at the right place. I think this position is good with me. Now I think this one is perfect. Then here this second part, let me type in my, for example, these are the tours and travel kind of a bronzer. So let me say what, let me type in again here something like let me say first of all, let me draw a rectangle like this, and then here let me say what, give it best case something like a 200. Let me say 200 here. Let me type in 200. Then I click somewhere here and delete it is 200 pixels, 200 points like that. And then here you can say, for example, tours, let me say tours and tours and travel, and then perhaps let me try to position it at the correct space. I think this position is good with me. And then perhaps let me split it further, and then at least try to increase the size so that the content may fit in well there. And then what I do, let me select all first of all. Let me select all like this first of all to your type tool. Then let me select all, and then the alignment, let me make it basically centered, and then perhaps to your move tool, then let me just position it at the correct place here. I think this one is perfect. And then or perhaps let me try to reduce the distance in actually the line spacing. Let me reduce the line spacing so that it may fit in much better. And then to the move tool here, then place it at the correct place. And then what else here, here at the bottom, perhaps here at the bottom, or these are the right corner here. Again, let me place there some text like this one, and then let me use the placeholder. Let me use basically the filling in the placeholder text like that one. And then perhaps let me increase the size to at 100 or 100 points. Let me say 100 points. 100 points, and then basically it should be here. Let me first of all select all, and then here let me give it 100 points. Let me just give it 100 points, and then again here this other end, let me just do it. Let me again draw here. First of all to move tool, and then to the type tool here. Let me draw another one here, and then perhaps to your move tool first of all, then let me just place it here, and then the characters, perhaps let me give it let me use first of all the placeholder text here. Just right click, and then do what here, just right click, and then fill with the placeholder text, and then perhaps select all. Then let me give it give it again something like 120 points. Yeah, 120 points. And then here perhaps I can say again here at this other end, perhaps let me say something like basically visit best places. Like first of all, let me increase the size to 200. Let me increase to 50. Let me say to 50, and then basically what I do, let me say visit your favorite places. Visit your favorite places. So first of all, let me reduce. I think the size is big. Let me reduce further to let me reduce to 150. Let me say 150. I think 150 will fit in very well. Let me say 150. 150. And then here, visit your favorite. Let me cut it. Favorite places, and then basically the positioning or the alignment, let me make it centered, and then perhaps let me choose a different font type, like let me just select this one, and just for the sake of tutorial. And then this one, let me give it let me select a different font type, like I can give it let me give it this one. Then perhaps try to reduce the size a bit to I think this one is good with me. So guys, basically this is how you can design a bronzer. Basically let me show you how to export, or basically before that let me show you the preview of it. And this is the preview, and then basically this is the design. So basically guys, this is how you can design what it is, how you can design a bronzer. And basically you can as well design a CV or a resume, but I don't want to go into that. I think you've gained something in this video. But before we sign off, let me show how you can export. Just click on the files, and then I click on the export, and then you can decide to export in a PDF for printing, or you can select a different format. But then let me just export in Adobe PDF. Then I click on save, and then I select basically if it's high quality, if you want to print high quality, or whichever you want. And then the description, we have it there. And then you can change the units if you want. And then what is if everything is okay, then I click on export, and then you can just click OK. Then it's gonna export your stuff. So guys, I think you've gained something about this Adobe InDesign. And so until next time, this is Nehemiah.